Jeff, it looked like you started practice today with some friendly competition. How did that go, and why do you do stuff like that?
It's just the middle of camp, and we've been grinding on these kids pretty hard. And you got to make them smile sometimes. So, we were having a competition, and it was tied up. And I was trying to think of a fair way to break the competition, and we went with the analysts first, and they called them all. And then we went D-line versus O-line. I thought there was no chance that D. Haynes or Kurt Traylor would catch the ball. They both called them. And then we went coordinators, and then freaking Lep called his and Burt called his. So I was going to go JJ versus Luca, but I'm afraid the press would get more negative than the slant already is.
How is the camp grind around here? I know it's real, right?
Yeah, it is. It is what it is, man. It's just, I look back of 21 years of notes, and when you're at this point right here, it's, am I hitting too much? Am I hitting enough? Should we scrimmage more? Should we scrimmage less? Are we taking care of our guys? Are we getting ready? And because we started so slow, as compared to how we play in October and November and December, we've done a lot of self-reflection. So we've been grinding, so I decided to, let them have a little fun. We still had a good practice. That session went a lot longer than we thought it was going to go, but we still got some good work today. And got a little cloud coverage, so that helped a little bit. It was still really hot, which has been nice. We've been practicing later and longer, and hopefully all those things are going to pay off for us because the A&M game is going to be here pretty quick.
Are you where you want to be at this point in camp right now?
I don't know that you're ever there, and you don't really know. Do you go out there and play the game? I'm sure 21 times I'm going to say the same thing that I'm going to say to y'all in a couple of weeks, like we're probably not ready, but we need to play, right? Because the game, there's nothing like the game. And I've said this to y'all a million times. I know y'all get tired of hearing my stuff, but the high school coaches get 2 scrimmages, NFL gets a couple of scrimmages, and we're putting the ball down against one of the best teams in the country. They come from a storied SEC powerhouse conference, and Coach Elko's done a fantastic job there, and they've recruited like crazy, and they're going to give us more than we can handle, and we're going there. So that's going to be a tough one to see where we are early.
Are these guys and these leaders on this team, are they keeping everybody level-headed, stay with the getting better every single day, and don't look forward because it's getting closer and closer?
Yeah, this group really has. I mean, they've owned it, but I've said this to them 1,000 times. That by us doing all this, it does not guarantee us a championship. But if we don't do it, it guarantees we will not win one. And I wish I could stand up here and say, if you do these things, you're going to go 13-0. And that's not what I mean by that. There's just a certain way it's supposed to sound, feel. You just know when it's right. And we've lost games here before. I don't ever like to lose, but there's a certain way you're supposed to play the game. And we got away from the way we played the game correctly too many times last year. And I know we finished very strongly, but I don't want to put lipstick on a pig because we were so bad early.
Have you managed the contact and the physicality different through these first couple weeks compared to previous years?
We've just done more and longer, and we've stayed, relatively healthy. We haven't, lost anybody for the year. Where this time last year we had already lost a lot of people for the season, and so far we've had just typical camp injuries. Not anything serious. Everything where they're going to come back. So if we can continue doing that, and I really think what Ryan Philo and Coach K and all those guys did down to the strength staff, and our emphasis on nutrition with Paul, I think we're going to see benefits from that. I do. And sometimes freaky things happen, Greg, but the number of injuries is way down at this time compared to the last 2 years.
What have you seen from Kendrick Blackshire so far this fall?
A totally changed body. Speaking of Coach K and Philo, this looks so different. Like, I think y'all will notice a tremendous difference. That linebacker room has really changed their bodies. I mean, they love to walk around with no shirts on now because they all got washboards for stomachs, where they used to have a stomach like I did. It's just kind of sloppy. But they got their stuff really trimmed up. They look lean, and a lot of hard work. Really proud of them.
How do you think that'll translate to the field for Kendrick? I know we got to see him a little bit last year before I think an injury came.
He moves so much better. He's just more agile, just running better, feels better. He just feels better about himself.
Jeff, I wanted to ask you about the quarterback room, but specifically the backup. It looks like BT's looking good out there. How would you say he's done?
He's done really well. I'm really proud of Brandon. Every time he gets on the field, the twos have been the highlight of camp. To be honest with you, those guys have really had a lot of success, and he's the reason. He does a really good job. He's a good little field general. He's very accurate, moving around like he used to. He was a high school kid. He had a really bad injury at the end of his senior year, and knee injury. So it took him about 18 months to even get back to close to being himself. And now he has the confidence, and he's got a lot of reps. And he's the kid I recruited, back in the day when I saw him losing to Lindale like 28-0, and he led the team back and they won. I don't know if that's the exact score, but it was an unbelievable comeback, and it was on his sheer willpower. And he just looks like that little operator out there.
And then kind of behind him, it looks like you have a few young guys too who are coming in here.
Max has done really good, as Noah has well. So it's a good quarterback room. Hope we don't see many of them. I hope the number one's out there the whole time is what we hope.
Jeff, a few of your guys have highlighted Chad Banks, an inside linebacker, and what he brings to the table. What kind of impression has he made on this group so far?
Just mature, like an old man, just loves ball. He'll be a coach one day. He sees it through a different lens. Very perceptive, just really great athlete. He was a great wide receiver at North Shore for Joe Price. He's played. That's what he was. I mean, his eye-hand coordination, skill. Huge fan of Shad. You'll enjoy speaking to Shad. He's really easy to communicate with, and his smile just lights up a room.
He got to play a lot 2 years ago and then not as much last year. When you guys were recruiting him here, did you get a sense that kind of being that guy again was important to him, or where does that factor in?
Yeah, I'm really proud of him. He's graduated. And TCU is a great degree, private school, and he's proud of that degree. And I've learned a lot. We're doing these 4-H's with our kids, their history, their highlights, their heroes, and their hardships. And he's got a great story. And it's crazy how our kids, where they've come from. And we've always done that with our freshmen. And it was really on my heart to do it. And I want to do something different in camp. And I happened to, when I was at the THSCA, after we went, I stayed and listened to Sark speak. And Sark does it in the summer on his Wednesdays. And it just kind of, it's kind of like one of those, like the Lord was telling me, yeah, you're doing right, go ahead and do this. And we've done it every fourth day of camp. And it's been really cool. I told you, I was very disappointed in myself that I thought Pee-wee's, that was his nickname. And that's his last name. And it really convicted me that by me doing these 4-H's, I need to get to know my players even better than I already do.
Is that they get in front of the group and talk about those 4 things, or how does that work?
We break into 20 groups of 6, and we just rotate the 6. So a coach will be in there with them. We'll have a scribe that takes all the notes down, because I want to be able to read them all. And I want to be able to know what all the kids' hardships are, who their heroes are, their highlights, their history. And it's been powerful. And they've all kind of been briefed on it before, because Coach Turner, when they come into our program, that's what he does with them on Sunday nights. So they kind of have a little bit of it. Where we changed it, we let our coaches do it this year. Instead of like introducing ourselves, we modeled it for them. So I went through my history, my highlights, my heroes, and my hardship. And it's brought us a lot closer, and Shad's got a great story.
What are Jeff's? Will you share your 4-H's with us in a short manner?
Yeah, I could. I mean, history, you know that. I mean, y'all, you can just read a bio to do that. The highlight, obviously, my family, my children, but I really focused on my grandson and Mickey. And then my heroes, I mean, Coach Turner, that's been a hero of mine since I met him, in '94. And there are many, but I chose one because I didn't want to talk all night long. Then my hardships, I've struggled with vulnerability. I've gotten way better. Y'all got the best version of me. I know that's probably hard for y'all to believe that, but y'all by far got the best version of me. I think because I tried to protect my children and never have a bad day and bring it home ever, that I might have given a false sense of real. And I don't know that my kids ever really got to see their dad have pain per se. So I think that's been something that I've really tried to deal with. And it was one of those kind of sessions as we got older with my children that I even learned that about myself. And Jake's great at that. Like, Jake loves to go around the table and say, if there's one thing we love about each other, what is it? And if there's one thing we could fix, what is it? And I'm like, oh, Lord. And that's just, I wish Dad was more vulnerable. I wish Dad was more vulnerable. I wish Dad was more vulnerable. I'm like, I tell Carrie, what the hell does that word even mean? She said, well, if you don't know, then you've got a real problem with it. So I've worked on it. So yeah, that was my hardship.
Jeff,
Which is a very spoiled child. I mean, because that's all I got wrong. I've had a really blessed life, right? We got some guys, when they get up there and talk about their hardships, you won't leave the room without sobbing. I didn't have that. I had a great dad. I had a great mom. We didn't go without. He worked our tails off, but we didn't have problems.
Yeah. Jeff, I wanted to ask you, did your new cornerback arrive, and what were some of the first impressions you had of him?
Well, he's got to go through and get cleared and all that kind of stuff. He just got cleared. So we'll start getting him out there. And he's out there today just kind of listening. But we'll start getting him moving around a little bit. But yeah, as far as me meeting him, he's really a good-looking athlete, good kid, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and ready to go to work.
And then just can you give us an overview of special teams, like where you're at this point in camp, and how does that group look overall?
Yeah, I mean, Joffer and Petro were in a nice little kicking battle. I mean, you saw today in the competition, they both made their 47-yard field goals, and we had players throwing water on them, and everybody screaming at them. They knocked them through there. And our punters are going at it. You know, Brecken and Kale are going at it. So we haven't decided who the one or two is going to be in that situation yet. Really excited about our deep snapper. I mean, Isaac coming here, and the kid that we brought in has been really good. Punt returner, we're not sure yet. Amador, McEwen, we got some guys back there. And then kick returner, we'll see. Mekhi Anderson, Will Henderson. We got some guys we feel really good about. We'll miss Chris Carpenter. He was very valuable for us. We're the #1 kickoff return team in the country, and a lot of that had to do with Chris.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.